What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Desi Lux here to put your bid in a Cobra clutch. You know what's up. And today we checking out this update on Johnny Somali, man. I'm so glad this title says he's getting 41 years. Oh man, I don't even want to wait. Atozy, give me the info, my boy.
This is the disrespectful IRL streamer walking out of court realizing he's completely destroyed his life. And now he's facing a max sentence of over 40 years in prison once you add up all of his charges together. 6 of which he's already pleaded guilty to. And things just keep getting worse for this guy because he refuses to apologize. He keeps on doubling down on his moronic behavior, and at this point he's just completely digging his own grave, to the point where he's honestly really going for that #1 spot of the Influencer Hall of Fame morons. Now you may be asking, how is this possible? Well, he's built an entire career off of harassing people in public. He went to Japan to do exactly this, and quickly found out because people started confronting him all the time. And it's crazy how much I called what was going to happen over 2 years ago.
You're from America?
Yes.
So am I.
You're from America?
Yeah, you're being obnoxious.
You know what we do to you?
What do you do?
We will do again.
Do what?
His career path is now limited, to say the least. He can keep streaming to the morons who are entertained by his behavior, but at some point, being disrespectful like this will either get stale or it's going to catch up to him in the worst way possible.
But back then, he ended up being chased down by alleged Yakuza members. He was forced to apologize multiple times, but because he didn't do it in a sincere way, he ended up fleeing Japan for Thailand.
Yakuza was on him? Bro, no sir, bro. I'm not messing with the Yakuza, bro.
Call me, be me if you need me. Now they all been watching like it's TV.
Where's the chat? Where's the chat?
I was like, no wonder
No way I do it looking like it's easy.
It's a volume. I didn't have it on my other ear.
Listen.
But my head keeps spinning like a CD. Gotta do it right, never repeat. I just want more, you could tell when you meet me.
Oh, police are here, guys. Oh, police extra price.
He just
You
enjoys
want more,
being a
trade
menace,
clip, and
bro.
it's easy. 2014 outside in my DC.
If you ain't doing like super degen shit, maybe I'll see you again.
Okay, I like that. We gotta go.
But you know, just don't get canceled all over Twitter again.
No worries. I won't bring that heat.
Maybe throw it down like a bike, no kickstand. I've been feeling stuck in this life, no quicksand. Shit ain't coming quick, but I ride no ifs and still got kids coming up.
You know who's like the biggest dummy to me? Because you next to this idiot.
Oh, you a bad. That's what it is. You a bad. That's taking you to dinner. I'll change your life, baby.
They don't know your name like it's what you're calling.
Scooped him up like a dummy.
So in September of 2024, he arrives here in Seoul, Korea, and he goes to the Mapo district, and he starts to stream by going straight into this GS25 store here. And he immediately made his way to the refrigerated section to buy soju, a traditional Korean alcoholic beverage normally made from either rice or sweet potatoes. And with this, he starts harassing the local citizens of Seoul.
I know
so
all
after
this.
stopping at this GS25, they made their way down here. Obviously, this venue was packed, and he ended up running up on this stage. So not long after he goes live here in Seoul, Korea, he immediately jumps up on this stage and interrupts a televised performance. So it took him about 10 to 20 minutes to start worrying if he was going to get arrested or not. So they made a run for it and ended up running to this bus stop right here, and they got on this bus. And here he only rode the bus for a few stops until the bus driver actually threw him off the bus, which in South Korea can easily be a business disruption charge, which he's currently facing 4 of. And you can really tell how uncomfortable his friend got with Johnny because he immediately left him, because that was the last time he ever saw his friend on his stream.
Bro, stop being a piece of
And soon after, he went to this market and bought a fish, went onto a bus, and started harassing people with the fish and playing North Korean propaganda. And when people asked him to stop multiple times, he did what he always does. He laughed in their face and didn't do so. So he was eventually confronted by the police, lied to them, so they let him go. And then he continued what he was doing to begin with. And then he was confronted by the police again. And then he lied to them again. And then he was let go yet again. The cycle just keeps repeating with this guy. But unfortunately, they just kept a tally and kept charging him with more and more charges.
Why are you being to other people in other countries? For money. For clout. I've said it many times. I don't give
money.
I have no morals. I'm a sociopath.
So I'm telling you, man, the internet be giving
Put
people
this
like
in your
this.
next YouTube documentary. I don't give a fuck. I want to apologize to the Korean people.
And at this point, I guess he just felt completely invincible here in South Korea. So that's what led him to do the 7-Eleven crash out. And then later on, the Latte World incident.
French, no English.
And this is what brought me to Seoul in March of 2025, because he was officially indicted. And I've been covering all of this from afar, but I wanted to see what this train wreck was like in person. And honestly, I was in complete disbelief. I've never seen a person who clearly knew better act this dumb and completely destroy his life for zero upside. By March of 2025, he'd already been stuck in Korea for months.
I've said it many
finally,
times.
he had his opportunity to just apologize, take his penalty, and go home. What did he do though? Absolutely not that. Instead, he chose to insult the judge and judge's family just days before his trial, then show up to his trial over an hour late drunk.
The judge, the prosecutor, y'all can suck my causing anxiety by carrying a fish. Tell the judge you can suck my. I'll bring a fish to your mother's house.
Do you admit the charges? Is there anything you want to say? Do you admit the charges? Don't you want to apologize?
I love North.
Now, as you can probably see, that was a complete disaster before, during, and after the trial.
Like a dumbass.
So did he take this as a massive wake-up call to maybe sharpen up, start apologizing, and get his stuff together? Absolutely not. He continued to live stream himself committing felonies.
Stop this man! Stop this man! He's harassing my girlfriend. Go away.
At this point, I don't even know.
Bro.
How is this person real? And this is what's brought us back now in August of 2025, because he's now racked up 8 charges.
So we're now on our way to interview a guy by the name of Jung Do, because he hit me up the other day and he claims that he sucker punched Johnny in the face. And he wanted to take us to the spot where he did it and give some backstory to why he did so. We're standing here in Gwangjang Market, and I'm here with Jung Do, who infamously punched Johnny Somali in the face while he was standing right here. I had a few questions for him about what happened, and my first question would be, why did you do it?
So the reason why I did it is because he was assaulting people in my country. Just by his behavior, just made me feel like furious, made me go like blind rage, just by harassing women and children and elderly people because for its clout, and also desecrating the statue that memorializes women who were forced into slavery, sorry about that, by Japanese imperials, which, by the way, most of them are underage. So after he did that, I just like, you know, screw it, I'm just gonna risk it.
Because you're in your 20s, I'm assuming most people in Korea in their 20s also feel the same way towards him, or?
Yeah, where everyone's just sick of him. Most people recognize him for wrong reason.
If I may ask, how were you able to track him down?
So to make it short, I was about to like, you know, do some of my personal like problems dealing with like accounting things. So then all of a sudden, around like 2 or 3 o'clock, Johnny was live streaming. I decided to call my friends, so we started to gather in the Discord call and told them, guys, this guy is streaming. We gotta figure this guy, where this guy is. I know where his house is, but I'm not sure if you go to other places that I'm not familiar with. So can you guys track him down while I'm riding a train? And it was like, sure, go ahead. So basically the 4 of us figure out where he's going. Man, it was like a really long journey. And it kind of point I was like really exhausted by it. I was like really close to giving up. And then until one specific spot that helped me find this guy. It was a coffee shop right here.
Oh, so it was the White Button Coffee and
They ran a black op and ran up on a black op. Come on, man, stop playing with me. Desi Loves might be dropping an EP. You never know. Yeah, I got bars.
Dessert?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
But it's all because of this place that I figured it out. And all of a sudden, I was like filled with just adrenaline coming up. In my mind, this one music from a Red Dead Redemption on the Nightmare, I think it's called Voodoo, Bad Voodoo. Have you played that game?
Red Dead
Yeah.
Redemption.
So this music was playing on my head, and then I was like, kept running, and then I arrived here. And one of my friends just told me like, dude, I saw a police station in your camera. Bail, man, just bail. And then I walk across the street. And then I came here.
You ended up sucker punching him right here, and then you ran this way, right?
Yeah.
And he kind of started chasing you a little bit, and you had a little bit of a confrontation. So you guys ran down here, and then if I remember correctly, you ran down here. And then this is essentially where the altercation ended. Because he said something, you ended up running a little bit back up the stairs, and then you went, oh, okay, I gotta disengage.
Yeah, right? It's like, you know, I'm just so tired. I just want to go back home. That's it. If you want to go around and harass these people just for clout or just do something really stupid in public, get a life or do something.
Thanks so much for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day, man.
Citizen.
Yeah, thank you.
Operation 2 a.m. Pizza secured. Now we gotta find a see you again or a 7-Eleven. Oh, right here. Okay, that made it easy. Something in here is calling my name as well. Do I want a fish ice cream? It's like a bean paste ice cream. This also looks interesting. This kind of seems like a vibe. Honey apple ice cream cone. That's probably fascinating. So in Korea, they do things where there's like, they give you an ice cup and then you buy your own drinks and then you mix it into the ice cup and then you have a ready to go drink. Oh yeah, and you can also add all these things in here as well. We have something else in mind though. Okay, so we've now acquired our ice cups, but instead of making our own drinks inside of the 7-Eleven, which is extremely common here, we're gonna do it a little bit differently because today's video is sponsored by Gamer Subs. Shout out Gamer Subs. Without them, we wouldn't be in Korea right now. What we're gonna do is we bought some water and we're gonna mix in the ice. We got the mango Gamer Subs here now. What I do like about Gamer Subs is it doesn't taste chalky. Also, you can get Gamer Subs for what, 40 cents per serving. So it's basically the cheapest one on the market and it tastes the best. So I don't really see a loss here. And if you don't believe my statements, you can click this link in the description down below and use code Atozy for a free sample pack of
Atozy,
Gamer
get
Subs.
it, bro.
So it's 1 spoon of Gamer Subs per 500 milliliters. No, per 250 milliliters. Oh my. Don't worry, I shall clean that up. And the ice will work as our own shaker cup today. Thankfully, Gamer Subs also has a whole plethora of wonderful shaker cups as well. It actually smells amazing. Dude, taste that. Taste that. That is actually amazing. What? Taste that. Genuinely.
Okay. No, you got me.
Dude, that's amazing. Cheers.
Gombe.
Thank you. Thank you. Gombe.
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 Gombe. Thank you so much, Gamer Subs, for sponsoring this video. That was cooking with Arling, cooking with Earl, cooking with Atozy. Raise your hand if you've ever seen something like this before. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Nailed that first try. Wait, I can't rotate that way. That's okay. Dude, did you see that?
Jesus Christ.
Did you see that? I caught it.
Man, Atozy enjoying this
That
trip,
was
man.
purely Gamer Subs. Gamer Subs.
Bro, you gotta think, like, Atozy's entire trip is paid for, like, by taxes. He don't have to pay for none of this. This whole trip is a business expense. So he's going to clown on him.
So going into the trial, we had a lot of questions involving Hank and Johnny's relationship. Because recently, Hank went onto the K-Town Social podcast and said, hey, Johnny owed him $20,000. He wasn't associated with Johnny anymore, and Johnny no longer lived with him. And to be fair, are we surprised there's trouble in paradise when you have two dudes living on top of each other in a extremely small apartment for about a year? No. Especially when you consider that one of the dudes there is not making any money. He's actually just a drain on this dude's life, and he's causing a massive rift between him and his family. And this guy's family is paying for the other dude's trial. It's just not a good deal for them whatsoever.
We're now headed to the Johnny Somali trial. It's the day of. The trial begins in just a few hours. It's pouring rain.
Atozy documented this whole thing.
We have the umbrellas on deck, locked there. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens today, because this apparently is supposed to be the most important trial day, because you actually have a witness, which is Bong Bong. And it'll also be really interesting to see if Bong Bong actually shows up, because it seems like there's been a lot of intimidation towards her because Johnny Somali and the people who support him don't want her to show up and testify. But again, she's not the only one who has the deepfake charges against him.
Was there a chance that this is also the day that we get to know like the closing dates and whatnot?
He looks familiar. I don't remember his name.
Interesting thing that's happening today is we'll find out what the fourth obstruction of business is.
Shout out to bro
today,
who's
the trial is
Atozy.
actually at 4 p.m., not 9 in the morning. So the odds of him not oversleeping and showing up drunk are a lot higher, but never zero with this guy.
City courthouse.
So what are we expecting to happen today in court?
We're going to hear a new charge, which is an obstruction of business. You know that? And we're going to hear a plea. Johnny. We're going to hear him confirm his address.
That's Atozy's editor.
Confirm his
I must have seen him
occupation,
from
see what he's going to
the
say.
first time he went
And then, what do we got? Bong Bong.
Right, okay.
She's going to testify, and it should be Very interesting.
Well, I guess we'll check back in when we
Shout
know.
out to that editor.
Johnny's
He
current
brought his
freedom will
editor
be
up.
decided behind these doors.
Obviously, I can't film inside the court, so we did a little drawing again. So here you see the judge in the middle there, and then on one side you have the prosecution, and on the other side you have the defense. And clearly we had a very sad Johnny Somali sitting in court today. So this is essentially what it looked like. You had the translator in the middle, and then you had the prosecution and the defense on opposite sides, and obviously the judge in the middle behind what says court in Korean there.
Here's the boys. How we feeling?
Oh, he was quiet this time.
Did you see that strut? He hit the... What were the big updates that happened?
Hit the corner of McGregor.
Dude was definitely walking cursive, or at the very least, italic. I've never seen someone try to keep that straight of a face before. All right, so we just got out of court. What were the big updates that happened during it?
Well, we had not a surprise witness, because the definition of that is somebody who we didn't know was going to be called. But we just made a mistake about assuming who was going to be called. It actually turned out to be the Lotte World employee who had to deal with Johnny.
Oh, so we thought Bong Bong was going to be called, but it wasn't Bong Bong. It was her instead.
Yes. So that was for the obstruction of business at Lotte World, and then but Johnny changed his plea to guilty.
So therefore, she didn't have to testify.
Exactly. There's no need for her to testify.
Okay.
She could just go because she pled guilty. So he changed that one plea. So now we only have 2 not guilty pleas.
And the 2 that are not.
I saw from another video saying the reason why he changed his plea to guilty was because he was doing all these intimidation tactics. He expected the person not to show. And the fact that they did show, they had no defense for what they were going to say on the stand. So they just pled guilty rather than letting the judge hear all the things she has to say and paint him in more of a negative light. He was just like, yeah, we just pleading guilty, so she ain't got to say nothing. Smart? Yeah, but stupid, this whole situation.
Guilty pleas, those are both for the deepfakes or for the...
Those are both for the deepfakes.
Right.
And
they're going to call witnesses for that, which is what they were arranging now.
Okay, so they did not originally want witnesses for that, or that's what...
The lawyers tried to stop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since he insists on a not guilty plea, they have to call the witnesses.
But since now witnesses are involved, that means the next trial is going to be 2 to 3 months out from now, I'm assuming.
October 24th.
October 24th is the next trial. Okay.
We're waiting confirmation from that right now because we always want to check. But it sounded like you're pretty sure that sounded like October 24th. Right? Yeah.
The lawyer was asking for too much time for cross-referencing, so the judge said that prosecution said they only needed like 10-15 minutes. He wanted like 25-30 minutes.
So that means the lawyer, since the lawyer first tried to stop the testimony, it would stop the witnesses, but since the court insists on the witnesses, the lawyer asked for more time than they could allocate.
Okay.
So that means he really wants to, grill the witnesses.
So would you overall say this trial went good or bad for Johnny, or this case, or this trial date?
I think it was pretty stupid.
Okay.
It was but you have a defendant who's insisting on these not guilty pleas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you have a lawyer who's just flustered, and
he's not
this is actually the first time we heard this lawyer make an argument.
Yeah, and how do you do?
His argument was that Johnny did not produce the deepfakes; he only distributed them.
Right.
To which the prosecution says, well, that's what you're accused of. You're accused of distributing them.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether you made them.
Yeah.
So why are you insisting on a not guilty plea? But he is. It's a paradox.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like basically saying,
made them, you're guilty.
Yes.
Oh, if you said you distributed them, you're guilty.
Yeah, they cannot deny having distributed them. I think it goes back to what the lawyer said, like way back when. We said the law itself is stupid.
Right. Okay.
They're trying to argue.
They're trying the Chewbacca defense.
Johnny. Excuse me, guys. No, okay. They don't want to be on camera.
What's interesting also is the North Korea charges that were hovering over his head, because he was actually brought in for questioning there. And he essentially got out of that by saying, hey, I didn't know what I was saying or doing. Please don't charge me.
When I go to the judge tomorrow and say, oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm mentally ill, I don't know what's going on, I plead mentally insane. And they say, Okay, go home with a fine of $500.
Well, the only problem with that is his own streams, just like everything else he does. But here, he proves that he is very aware of how serious this behavior is here.
What's the law on that? You said you read up on the law. What's the law on that North Korea?
All right, so no propaganda, bro.
No propaganda. What is
don't carry around.
What the fuck is this? Has Johnny always had some black shit in between his teeth? Or he just caught lacking on us? What the fuck is this? Is this like a seed? There's a watermelon seed in between his teeth? I do not like this nigga. I'm so happy he about to get these ears.
What's the definition of propaganda?
Papers, like, you know, papers promoting Kim Jong-un, like T-shirts promoting Kim Jong-un, none of that, bro.
I ain't got no T-shirt.
Nah, I know, but don't be talking about him and saying he's a real god and whatnot.
What's kind of ironic of all this is clearly, as we saw in the start of this video, Johnny wanted so badly to be liked and kind of be like Ice Poseidon. But unfortunately for him, his own behavior led to him being hated even by his idol.
This is the reality of the situation, okay? I'm telling you the reality.
I'm listening.
I went to Japan before, no problems. After you did your I went to Japan, a bunch of problems. Why is that? Because of you. Made my life harder, so I do not like you.
So clearly, reality is slowly kicking in with Johnny that, hey, you're no longer playing a game. You have some serious consequences that are hanging over your head. Because it seems like he's taking this more seriously now. He still showed up late, but at least he had a fitting suit, and he didn't make a whole scene when he arrived. But the main thing I noticed looking at him was, wow, he looks incredibly defeated. But unfortunately for him, he still hasn't apologized. He's now ran out of time to apologize and get a more linear sentence here because for some reason he just keeps doubling down. His whole strategy here does not make sense because he was hit with 8 charges, 6 of which he's already pleaded guilty to. That was the 4 obstruction of business charges and the 2 misdemeanors. But the last 2 charges, which are the more serious charges, he pleaded not guilty to. And he did it in a little bit of an interesting way because these last 2 charges, they are for distributing and creating deepfakes. And he pled not guilty, but also said while he was pleading not guilty that, oh, he did distribute them. And while that could make sense if you're in the US, here in Korea, under his circumstances, that does not make sense whatsoever because he's ran out of money. He's using Hank's money to keep paying for his own attorney. And this is only going to prolong the entire trial process and make his sentencing even harsher because he's not pleading guilty. And as we've already established, he's already distributed them. So from the people I've talked to here, that'll extend both his trial process, but also make his sentence way harsher. And realistically, he's looking at a prison sentence from anywhere from 3 to 8 years here. And that's if the charges stay as is, because before every single trial date, they add more charges. And that's because, again, he live streamed himself committing felonies because the dude can't stop incriminating himself. So this might go down as one of the largest cases of a streamer effing around and finding out. But if you want to try Gamersubs for free, you can go to gamersubs.gg/Atozy. You can get a free sample packet when you use code Atozy. Or if you want another way to support the channel, we have a whole plethora of new releases over on matt.city, including the Soul Collection. And you could use those as a rug on the floor or hang them up as wall decor. It's up to you. I mean, look at this thing. It looks pretty dope. Matt City, baby.
Atozy's master fire. I might cop one, bro.
They'll actually last
I want to support.
Also, a lot of people wanted the exact drawing I did from court last time, but unfortunately I discarded it. But this time, I'm keeping it. And if someone wants it, I'll just be putting it on eBay. Open bid, $1. Have at it, guys. It could be yours for maybe like 20 bucks. Who knows, depending on how many people actually want it. I also want to give a big shout out to Gabe from Culture Brat Productions for helping with clips for this video. And he's just dropping one of the largest documentaries on IRL streaming now soon, which he's just released a trailer to right
Johnny
here.
Somali,
you can check out here. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Man, W Atozy for going out to Korea twice. Spending that money on, even though he's not going to have to spend that money because he will get it back in taxes. But he got like 2 dope ass trips out of this. And he making money off of it too. He gets to live life. 3. All he's doing is them court dates and then he gone, bro. Shout out to bro, man. Ah, man, much love to my dog Atozy, man. He fucking golden and shit. He been doing this a while. I'm gonna keep up with this. I'm gonna keep making videos, so maybe y'all stay tapped in with this Johnny Somali situation because I need to know how much time he's getting because he's pled guilty to the disturbing the peace or disturbing the businesses. Now he pled guilty to the situation with at the water park where they brought the employee and he didn't want her to testify, so he just pled guilty. So he's already, as soon as he pled guilty the first time, every other time he pled guilty, it's going to be a more severe sentence because he's already going to be looked at as a felon, as a criminal. You already admitted you was wrong. So the more wrong and the more it goes to, he really might face 41 years. That would be insane. Imagine he get 50 years in them Korean prisons. Man, them shit's no joke, boy. I don't want no smoke with that. But let me know what you think in the comments, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Twitch.tv/DesiLux. We streaming consistently. You got any of the vids you want me to check out? Current events? You know what I'm saying? It don't matter, bro. I'm gonna grind, YouTube. We just hit 300 subs. You feel me? But man, YouTube, I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all so much. And we out, man. Peace.